We're going to be doing another product review today. This is going to be for the ATN ThOR-HD thermal rifle scope. It's going to be the 640 hertz model that they have, and the magnification power on this is going to be a 1.5 by 15. So that way you guys can go on to ATN's website and reference all that stuff and look up exactly which model this is. Just to kind of get started with it, I've had this product now for almost a year. It'll be a year in November. Well, it's August, basically September right now. So I've had a pretty decent amount of time to play with this thing and you know, use it and shoot with it and really put it to the test. I used it all this past predator season, and I mean, just first of all, I gotta say it's absolutely the best purchase that I've ever made. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that this thing was cheap, because it wasn't. Anybody that's looking to buy something that's quality made and has a quality product, and then something that's gonna be a thermal type item, you're going to pay some money for. When I first started out and started looking into buying a thermal, I didn't plan on, I appreciate you guys watching. Definitely keep watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already.
The NightShot is designed to work with both Picatinny and Weaver rail systems. Picatinny rail systems have identically sized repetitive slots, whereas the Weaver rail system has slots oriented in varying positions. To accommodate the wide number of Weaver and Picatinny rails, the RifleScope mount uses one crossbolt that the shooter can position to work correctly with their particular application. Only one crossbolt is required to prevent forward or aft movement during recoil. The second clamping bolt is used in conjunction with the first to ensure the RifleScope does not move on the rail. The NightShot scope appears longer than a typical RifleScope due to the rubber eyepiece extension. Note that the shooter's face should be located just as it comes in contact with the edge of this eyepiece, as it is designed to provide the shooter with 1 3/4 inches of eye relief, while closing off any ambient light source to keep reflections out of the eyepiece. Power on and off. On. Press and hold the power button for 2 to 3 seconds. Off. Press and hold the power button for 2 to 3 seconds. Brightness control. Press the brightness control button. The brightness will be adjusted in the following cycle. The symbol will be displayed on the screen and will disappear after 3 seconds. IR intensity control. The IR intensity will be adjusted in the following cycle. The symbol will remain on the screen. Reticle selection. Quick pressing the power button cycles between 3 different reticle types. Each of the 3 reticle types can be configured in white or black, allowing the shooter to adjust the reticle type and color to best suit the current shooting environment. Windage and elevation. Remove the protective caps from the windage and elevation adjustment knobs. On the windage adjustment, left and right are indicated.
So today we're going to talk about the Rattler thermal scope series that we have here in front of us. So a lower resolution and smaller lens, all the way up to really high resolution and large lens. So this is a really popular choice for those guys that they're really short, they're compact, they're lightweight, they're low profile on the gun, so they're not going to take up a ton of rail space. They don't really get in the way, and they honestly just pack a lot of features into a small little body. Guys that hog hunt, guys that aren't looking at taking animals, 200 yards plus, and who need to quickly move left and right, this is a fantastic choice. And you actually have a USB-C port on every one of these that serves 2 functions. For one, you could plug in a cable into a computer, and then you can download all of your videos that you're taking, which is a really cool feature that people like to do, especially if you start night hunting. The other reason for that CR123 batteries, so you can use regular or rechargeable CR123s. You get about 3 to 5 hours of continuous runtime on that. However, what a lot of guys like to do is just plug in an external battery pack right into the unit, so it gives them 15, 16, 20, whatever plus hours, so they just leave it on when they go out at night and they don't even have to worry about it. Whether you're right-handed, left-handed, if it's cold, if you're wearing gloves, it's really intuitive design. You've got your 4 buttons with a center button for your menu, and then your power button. If you want your scope to kind of double as a monocular, so for spotting, and then you want to just, when you pick up your Rattler and open the box, you'll notice that the scope is ready to go with the mount attached, so you don't have to worry about attaching some mount. You can directly go from box to mounting it on your rifle. The box will also have a microfiber cloth, as well as a few extra batteries, the instruction manual, and that USB-C cord that you're going to need for other things. Keep in mind, with thermal scopes, you're actually looking and staring at a small digital screen. As such,
all right, guys, so the ATN X-Sight 4K, this thing is pretty awesome. So I've got the 3 to 14 power scope here, and this is an all digital scope. So everything is controlled digitally. You've got a digital zoom lever on the side. It does seem to have like a manual or optical focus here on the front, just like a regular front AO would, but the scope is all digital. So when you're looking in here, what you're actually seeing is like a screen, and it's pretty cool. It gives you all kinds of information on the digital readout there on the screen. The scope itself comes with this little IR illuminator, which actually works pretty well. It's got 3 levels of illumination. You can adjust it so that you've got it pointed right at where you've got your scope focused. Pretty cool there. Comes with the mounting that includes the Picatinny mounts there, the Weaver mounts, so that you can mount your IR illuminator. You could mount a laser, or you could mount a second IR illuminator if you wanted to. On the side here, we've got weatherproofed flaps that cover up the USB for charging, and then also my ATN X-Sight 4K. I hope that you guys are too, and I will see you in the next video.
in this video, we're going to be talking about the new Adder series thermal scopes. One thing that you'll notice right off the beginning here is that they look more like a traditional scope. Keep in mind, though, that it is still a thermal scope. So there is still a screen. There still is a thermal sensor in here. Internally, the makeup is completely different than what you would think of when looking through a traditional scope. So why did we come out with this model as opposed to some of the stuff that we already have? One unique feature about these is that the body and the style of these scopes allows for a little bit more eye relief, back closer to your eye, so it looks and feels more appropriate, more what you're used to feeling when looking through a standard scope. So you can charge these with the cable that plugs right into one of these battery caps, and that charge will last between 14 to 16 hours depending on conditions. I've taken this scope out. We've done coyote hunts, been out with it all night long, never had an issue with that. Of course, if you also want to run an external battery pack in addition to your already 15 hours, you can do that. You can plug in the cable, you can run it to a battery bank that you've got mounted on your rifle and give yourself even more juice. So if you look closely at the Adder, you'll notice that the way that they function and the buttons are kind of unique and very intuitive. You have your power button on top here, brightness settings. So when you press and hold the camera button and you're starting to record video, you're actually recording audio at the same time, which is a feature that none of the other lines actually have. The dial on the left-hand side allows you to navigate the menu by just turning it. It also allows you to zoom in and out. A lot of guys, when they pick these up, they learn the controls, and it's really, really fast and really intuitive for them to hold the button down, scroll through the menu, set it up just the way you want to, pick your crosshair, pick your preferred color palette, and you're ready to go. Well, that is also to your advantage if you are generally using this for taking shots at greater distances. That's kind of one of the areas the Adder really...
Trijicon is proud to enter the electro-optics market with a family of industry-leading thermal products. The Trijicon IR Hunter thermal rifle scope provides lights-out precision for a superior hunting advantage. Like all Trijicon thermal, the IR Hunter offers the best thermal image quality available today by utilizing a state-of-the-art 12-micron 640 by 480 thermal image sensor and top-quality optical component. The IR Hunter also features a blazing fast 60 Hz frame rate camera to provide the best possible imagery for dynamic engagements and moving targets. In keeping with Trijicon's history of rugged, dependable the IR Hunter is designed, constructed, and tested to military standard 810G to provide hunters with the same level of reliability demanded by our military and law enforcement customers. Each IR Hunter is constructed of aircraft-grade 6061 aluminum and is waterproof to 1 meter. Users also receive one of the most intuitive menu and control systems available. The turret controls provide hunters and shooters with controls very similar to traditional rifle scopes to all but eliminate the learning curve associated with using a thermal device. The The IR Hunter is an incredibly versatile option. It comes standard with a quick detach mount, expansive menu options, image capture, digital focus control, up to 5 reticle choices, 3 magnification options, 8-time digital zoom, an optional battery extender for longer battery life, and an optional stadiometric rangefinder for determining target distance. Last, IR Hunter is designed, machined, and assembled by an expert team in Auburn, California.
Pulsar Thermions, that's what I got in my hands right now. We got the XP50. This is the big dog. This is the best of the best right here for the Thermion line. This is a 640 core, 17 micron, MSRP or price through Ultimate Night Vision will be $5,000. Detection range is 1968, 1,968 yards. That's detection range. I don't think you'll be able to shoot a pig that far, but that's detection range. So like a vehicle, for example, or maybe a small structure you can pick up, but it'd be really hard to pick up pigs at that range. But the detection range as far as hunting and being able to shoot is really, really good. The displays on these things are phenomenal. Huge upgrade from the Pulsar Trails. The features. But one thing that I do like is the buttons. You know, at nighttime, it's really hard for us to try to remember what buttons to touch. Sometimes you accidentally hit the record button. Sometimes you hit a menu button. You don't know which buttons to hit. What's really nice on the new Thermions is you have 3 buttons here in the rear. You have your power, you have record, and then you have your magnification. Whenever you want to get over into your menus, you just tap the button here on the side, and then you can just scroll up and down and tap again for whatever selection you want to make. On top here, where your elevation turret will be on your day optic, this is where your battery goes in. You turn the cap, pop it off, and then you have your little battery pack in here. What's really nice is when this primary battery goes out, you have a secondary internal battery that will back you up. I'm not sure exactly how long that will last. Right now, the battery life is not as good as the Pulsar Trail, but it will get you through the night. If you guys like what you see, hit the like button, get the notifications going, and remember, for any thermal or night vision needs, check out Ultimate Night Vision.